Power! Welcome back to a very cold garage. The reason why it's so cold, the wind is wet. Hang on. You can see through there, it's wet. It's full of snow. So, I need to work on the Vectra again because the front suspension is knocking like a twat. Excuse my language. So I have some new springs and some new drop links, and I'm hoping that that is going to resolve it. Now, I did have a look underneath the car the other week, and I saw that the springs were compressing and the bottom coils were rubbing against each other, which I'll be able to show you later when we get them off. So first off, let's have a look at what we've got. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out any other awesome videos I've got. So this is one of the boxes, and then you can see there that we have a bag. Inside here we have some new front springs. Need to get rid of the box. Go box! No, get away! We'll fight it with the camera. So there we have. I don't know why there's a tire up on it. But to say these are new, they've got some freaking booby marks. These are 45mm lowering springs for the front. I do actually have some rear springs if I actually ended up needing them, because I got them from K-Rum when I bought the car. Don't know how low they are, but that's the reason why I've only bought front, as you can see. And then in this bag I have drop links for front and rear and wherever else. But today I'm just going to concentrate on the front, because it's the front that's causing me the biggest issues. So Vectras like to eat drop links anyway, especially lowered cars, because obviously look how long the freaking drop link is, and when you lower it, it puts extra stress on these. So with how low my car is at the moment, I'm not surprised that if they'd be worn out. So I'm assuming they're going to be worn out, and that's why I've got some new ones. But I don't know until we get underneath the car. So what I need to do now, move the car around on the drive so it's facing forward, because at the moment it's the rear, and I want it the other way around. And then we'll get it in here and we'll have a look. So let me move the car around. Here we have the front of the Vectra, just to show you what the arch gap's like at the moment. It looks freaking awesome, don't get me wrong. I can't even get two fingers in, one finger just gets in. But like I said, it's knocking like really bad, and the spring coils are rubbing. So fitting these other springs, yeah, it's a bit loose to that side. Fitting these other springs is probably going to lift it slightly. Not the end of the world, because my exhaust cache is on the floor anyway. But I'm going to do one side at a time, mainly because I have a resin driveway. So I'm using axle stands which has got 4 flat feet. I only want to put pressure on one stand at any one point. So I'm going to keep it on 3 wheels, if it doesn't lift the back one up. And one stand at a time, because I don't know how strong the resin driveway is for jacking up on. So I'm going to get the car in the air now. So here we have the wheel that I'm going to undo in a minute. You can't tell too much that the springs have been rubbing on each other on this side. Maybe it was the other side, I noticed it more. Obviously you need to replace them in pairs. So we're going to get this suspension, get the wheel off, get the 2 bottom bolts on the struts loose, and then we'll go into the engine bay and undo the actual strut tower. So I'm going to get this wheel off first. These are pretty big brake calipers. I've no idea what they are in terms of what size they are, but they are big. They are freaking big. So we need to undo this bolt, and that drop link. So that's a bolt on the back and a bolt on the top. I'm surprised how big they are. Never really paid attention to them before, but yeah, they're big. Right, anyway, I'm going to come back to you when I've loosened these bolts off. This is a fail already today. Failed already. Because I can't freaking undo the freaking bolts. Because my 18mm is multi-sided. I like 16 sides or whatever it is, 12 sides, I don't freaking know what it is. 12 sides it'll be. And it just slips. They are 18mm. Because the 17 doesn't fit. So I know that they're 18mm, but I need an 18mm 6-sided like that because it's just slipping off. So I'm gonna have to order one off the internet or pick one up from somewhere, but either way I'm stuck for now. Oh, I just found out why my car's knocking. It's not the suspension. I've just found it. Look at that. Look at that. That's that. Oh, the suspension's fine, even though the rub, look, you can see that the rub there, but that's freaking loose. I don't know if it's snapped. No. Oh, that might just be the reason why it's knocking. Then I ain't got to do none of this. Oh, and I've wasted money on suspension I didn't need. Oh, God, I can't breathe in anymore. Wow. Wow. Oh my God, what would have happened if that had freaking fell out? I have no idea, but we're going to tighten that up, seems that's the issue. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would have liked to actually fix my suspension, but obviously it doesn't look like the suspension's at fault, because now there's no point in changing it until I tighten this up and check the other side, because obviously this is new, someone's replaced them and they're new. They're freaking loose, so now I need to check all the bolts that hold that on. There's another one in there. And if you can see, there's another one there. That's not finger loose at least, but I'm going to check them all. I'm going to check the bottom ball joint as well. Oh my God. Oh, and yes, look. I do have Bilstein suspension. Bilstein. No wonder it freaking rides so well. Right. That is so naughty. I need to put it back out to where it were, so I can take a picture for the old Instagrams. Make sure you follow me. Right. I'll come back to you shortly. I haven't need to jack this side up. But as you can see, I've got my bar on, and yes, this side was loose as well. Not as loose as the other, which was making the most noise, but yes, it was loose. Because someone's obviously put a new bottom on that one. Oh my God. I'm happy when people work on their own cars, but freaking hell. I could have died. My fiance could have died. Whoever I carried in the car could have died. You know, that could have come off. I could have lost bottom arm, and I do a lot of motorway driving. Bloody hell. I could have died. So it's tight now, and I've checked the other bolts, they're tight as well. And them pipes don't look too clever back there, but they're not rubbing, so they're alright. Freaking that boot's snapped on the freaking drive shaft. I'm just spotted that one. Look at that. Completely, well, nearly completely ripped. So now at some point, quite soon, I'm going to have to put a new boot on that before I end up knacking up the shaft. Freaking out. I think I'm going to take the other wheel off now just to have a look, because now I'm a bit concerned. Bloody hellfire. I can't believe I found that. I cannot believe. Right, and there's something not right with it, because there's a guy scraping in the background, so ignore that scrape. Can you hear it moving inside the wheel if I'd move it side to side? Need to do it when he's not scraping. What is that? At some point I'm going to have to get this tyre off and have a look. So more out of curiosity than anything, because I had all my tools out, I decided to move onto the back wheel before I go to the other side, just to check it out. When I pulled the wheel off, if I can stand it back up now with one hand, you'll notice that inside edge there. Ooh, that inside edge there is not good. Look at that boldness. Can you see that? That's right scrubbed off on the inside. And there's only one thing on these Vectras which caused that. Obviously it should look like that side. So that tyre is now pretty much illegal. So I'm gonna have to sort out the tyres. Especially with the snow freaking coming, that's not good. But also, I need to sort out what's causing it. And what? Bloody hell, look at the weights. That is a hell of a lot of weights, that can't be right. And there's weights there. Something's not right with this wheel, is it? Especially something's not right with the freaking tyre, that's for sure. So, that tyre's illegal. But what causes the camber on the Vectras, if I get the camera in, is this here. This bar. So I assume that the bushes are worn, or it's took a knock or something and it's pulled it in. So it's now making the wheel run, instead of running straight like that, it's running like that. So, you know, on against the car, so it's kicking out at the back, so it's running on that inside edge, and that's why it's wore it down. So we definitely need to replace them and the tyre. So now I'm going to check the other side. So that's two dangerous things we've found so far. So we're on the passenger front side now. I've already tightened that bolt up because obviously I'd already spotted it was loose after seeing the other side. But yeah, that was loose. The brake pipes were touching bits of the chassis, so I've just moved them out of the way and clipped them in properly because some of them weren't. So now they're not rubbing on anything, which is always good, because that means it's not going to burst. The drive shafts and the boots look fine on this side. There is a wire that's been snapped up here, which I'm assuming, because it's how it's been taped at the end, I think it was for the brake pad sensor, you know, when the wear low sort of thing. These wheels catch the arch, look what they have been doing. Last things to know is the front bumper originally was silver, with the looks of it, because that's what that looked. I need to tighten that up while I'm here. And the brake calipers, as big as they freaking are, were yellow. So there's yellow underneath the black. It's alright, because we might end up painting them red, so it doesn't matter. You can just see there underneath that coil is the yellow marks or the orangey marks where it's been catching the coil underneath. But I'm happy with it at the moment. I think I found out why it's knocking, and obviously the knocking was getting bad and getting worse, which obviously means the bolt was coming out. So I'm hoping this is going to fix this anyway. Just got the other back wheel to look at. The camera doesn't look too bad already that I can see from here, but I'm going to get the wheel off and have a look anyway. Brakes are fine, pads are fine, there's nothing untoward anyway. So now on the back passenger side, everything looks fine on this one. Even the tyre wear, like I said before, was fine. So there's no issue with this arm on this one. I'm going to put this one back together. Everything's how it should be. I just need to somehow move the hood back round. But yeah, this is fine. Need to get the wheels back on and torque them all up. Put this back wheel on, I notice it makes the same noise as the driver's front. You ready? You can hear the first bit, which is the brakes binding because of the rust on them, but then at the end when it stops you hear it, move like that. I'm hoping you can hear it on camera. Either way, there's something inside this one as well. So, to wrap this video up, I didn't need to change the front suspension. Good job I couldn't, because I need a 6-sided 80mm socket, and unfortunately I don't have one. So that made me start looking at other bits of the car, which I should have just looked at anyway. It's my bad, I should have inspected it all first. Saw them bolts loose on the bottom arms, which would explain why it knocks when I brake, because it moves. Knocks when I accelerate, because it moves back and forth. Doesn't really do it round corners, but does do it on bumps. It explains a lot, so I imagine it's going to be a lot quieter drive now. Only time I'll tell when I go for a drive and I can update you. But I'll hold on to them springs and them drop links for now, and I may end up selling them because it looks like I don't freaking need them. But what I do need, and I have got in the garage, is one of those back top upper suspension arms for back driver's corner. Yeah, back driver's corner, because obviously the camber was like that and it's wore the inside edge of the tyre. So I need that arm doing, I need that tyre changing. I also need to have a look in the driver's front tyre and the back passenger tyre because there's something inside them, and I don't know what that is, but could do with getting it out because I don't know what it is. Yeah, that side was alright. That side was alright. Yeah, so it's just, yeah, that side's alright now. So the front's alright now, I've tightened the bolts up. Just need to do that back corner. Oh, and I need to do the drive shaft boot, because obviously that was split. That'll be fun. I hate drive shaft boots, but it needs to be done. Otherwise, it's just going to end up knackering the shaft, and it'll click, 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 and knacker, and God knows what else it'll do. Don't know how long it's been split. Don't know. Right, so that's it for this video. I'm going to wrap it up now. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I shall see you in another video very, very soon. Thanks, guys. Cheers. Bye. Bye. Power!